Hi, everybody. Welcome to English Digest. I'm Tom.
Hi, I'm Stephanie.
It's our News Watch unit today. We've got a couple of news stories to talk about today. One of them has to do with New Zealand. Are they going to get a new flag? And then the other story we're going to talk about is email. The inventor of email has actually passed away at the age of 74. Does anybody still use email or do they use
Of course.
Yeah, I thought people are using Line and WhatsApp now, and email is kind of a thing of the past.
No, especially for businesses. You can't just message for all your business documents. No.
Makes sense. Okay, so these are two very important news stories. So, hey, instead of talking about a bunch of stuff before we get into this, let's just dive straight in and listen to today's news stories and find out what they're about. Listen carefully. Kiwis choose to keep their flag. After almost 2 years of debate and controversy, New Zealand has decided to keep its national flag. In a referendum held in March 2016, Kiwis chose not to go with the silver fern, a design that was picked from a short list in a vote held at the end of 2015. The silver fern shown on the alternative flag is a native plant and unofficial emblem of New Zealand. People in favor of changing the flag feel that it's easy to confuse the current New Zealand flag with that of Australia. Furthermore, it evokes the country's history as part of the British Empire and doesn't reflect the country's indigenous Maori culture. However, some opponents hold different opinions. They consider the current flag to be symbolic of the country's history and also one for which numerous people have sacrificed their lives. In addition, since the campaign to change the flag cost the equivalent of $17 million, many people think it was a waste of both time and money.
Ray Tomlinson, inventor of email, dies at age 74. The world of technology lost an influential figure on March 5, 2016, when Ray Tomlinson died of a heart attack at the age of 74. Tomlinson is best known for inventing a program that could send messages between different computers connected to the same network. This was the very first email system, and in order to make it work, Tomlinson also gave the @ symbol its modern function as part of an email address. Both technological breakthroughs occurred in 1971, when Tomlinson worked for Bolt, Beranek, and Newman, a technology company. Tomlinson employed the @ symbol, which had previously been used by accountants, to mean at the rate of, to separate individual users from their workstations and network addresses. Thanks to this, @ now means located at. Though Tomlinson only came up with this messaging program as part of another project, email has changed the way people communicate with one another and assured him of his place among the legends of technological innovation.
Okay, everybody, let's talk about our news stories today. The first story is about Kiwis. They choose to keep their flag. The word kiwi can mean one of three things. One is the actual fruit, which New Zealand is famous for, but I understand kiwis actually originally came from China. The second meaning would be a kind of bird there, kind of creature, a kiwi bird. I don't think it can fly. And then the third word is actually somebody from New Zealand. And I think it's okay to call kiwis to their face because I think they're fairly cool about that. You got to watch out for some of these terms because sometimes they're offensive, but I think kiwi is okay. It's a slang term for someone from New Zealand.
Now, I have noticed that in Taiwan, people here call the fruit kiwi fruit and not just a kiwi. But I know when I was in the States, we would just say, I want a kiwi. So, for the fruit. Okay.
I think the dictionary or the encyclopedia does say kiwi fruit, but I guess in modern everyday usage, we just say kiwi most of the time.
Yeah, I love kiwis.
Let's have a kiwi, yeah. But in any case here, the Kiwis, the New Zealanders, have chosen to keep their flag, okay? As you know, the flag of New Zealand is similar to Australia's flag. We'll get to that in just a second. After almost 2 years of debate and controversy, New Zealand has decided to keep its national flag. Okay, so this has been going on for a couple of years. We've had debate, which means people are discussing this back and forth. I think it should be this way. No, I don't think so. That's debate. And controversy just means it's something that not everybody can agree about, and it's very sensitive. Of course, if something is like that, it would be controversial. Mainland cross-strait ties here in Taiwan are very controversial. Should Taiwan have more contact with the mainland or less? It's very controversial, and this was controversial in New Zealand as well.
Now, in a referendum held in March 2016, Kiwis, the people, chose not to go with silver fern, a design that had been put together on a short list. Let's look at this word referendum. A referendum is when there's a general vote by either a country, maybe just a state, if we're talking about the United States, or maybe just a region. Here we're talking about the country of New Zealand. They had a vote by the people, and if it's a referendum, it's usually you're voting on one single political question or issue, and people can either vote for or against. So you just have one choice. Are you for it or against it? So this is a referendum that they had, and they chose not to go with this design that they called the silver fern. It was a design that was picked from a short list in a vote held at the end of 2015. Now, before the referendum in 2016, they had another vote, and they had a list of different ways they could change their flag. One of those options or choices was the silver fern. And I guess it won. So it got put on that referendum, and they asked the people, do you want it or not?
Yep, indeed. That is a referendum. They all voted, and they chose not to go with the silver fern. Silver, of course, is a bright light kind of color. A fern is a kind of plant. I think it's juele in Chinese. And yeah, there are different kinds of ferns. This one is unique to New Zealand. And it was picked from a short list in a vote at the end of 2015. So this is a short list. I guess they had different kinds of nominations, I guess.
Yeah.
Which one do you like? And people voted on it, but they decided to keep the old flag instead.
They sure did. So the silver fern shown on the alternative flag, they voted on either their original flag or this new silver fern flag. The silver fern is actually a native plant and is an unofficial emblem of New Zealand. If a plant is native to an area or a country, it means that's where it originates. That's where it comes from. I'm a Native American. You could say that. I'm a Native American. I was born in America, although I live in Taiwan now. So people in favor of changing the flag feel that it's easy to confuse the current New Zealand flag with that of Australia. The sentence just means that the New Zealand flag looks too much like the flag from Australia or the Australian flag. Yeah, that would bother me a little too.
They are similar. They both are blue, and then they've got the Union Jack or the Union flag, the UK flag in the upper left corner, and then toward the right, they've got the stars of the Southern Cross. The Australian one, though, the stars are all white, and then the New Zealand one, the stars are white and red. So they are very similar in appearance here. So that's what people in favor of changing the flag felt. Yeah, people mix up our flags all the time. They call us Aussies, and then they call them Kiwis, and everybody gets angry. No, I'm not from Australia. I'm from New Zealand. Can't you tell the difference? Well, furthermore, it evokes the country's history as part of the British Empire and doesn't reflect the country's indigenous Maori culture. Did I say that right?
Maori.
Yeah, I've looked up that word so many times, and people have different opinions on how to say that, but I guess that's one of the largest ethnic groups in New Zealand. But the New Zealand flag has the UK flag there, the Union flag there, the Union Jack. So they're saying, hey, that kind of ignores us, you know. Why should we, respect that flag of those people? They're way around the other side of the world. Why do you need to have that there?
Yeah, I understand that feeling too. Now, if you don't reflect something, it means you don't show that thing or you're not a symbol of that thing. And The Maori culture, they're the indigenous culture there in that country of New Zealand. They were there originally. Indigenous just means originating from that place or occurring naturally. We just learned the word native. It's very similar. You could say, this plant is indigenous to New Zealand. Well, this culture is indigenous to New Zealand as well. They've been there forever. Well, some opponents hold different opinions. Now, remember, they voted against the silver fern, which probably would have made the Maori culture happy, the Maori citizens, the Maoris happy. But the opponents to the silver fern, they held different opinions from the Maoris. Now, if you're an opponent of something, you're someone who disagrees or doesn't want something, you're resisting or arguing against some proposal or practice. If you play sports, your opponent is the person that you're in the game with, that you're fighting to battle, you're battling to win. For example, the Yankees' biggest rival, their biggest opponent, of course, is...
The Baltimore Orioles.
No, Tom.
The Houston Astros.
No, again, he's doing that on purpose. The awful Red Sox.
Oh, I thought it would have been the New York Mets in the same city.
No, we don't care. Yeah, we don't care about them. They're too weak.
But that's like your rival. If you're playing against...
They're also our opponents if you're playing a game. They're your opponents.
Indeed. So, yes, these are people who support and don't support. So we've got opponents. They've got different opinions. People who did not like the new flag say that the current flag is symbolic of the country's history. It represents our country's history. And a lot of people have sacrificed their lives for this flag. So why should we get rid of it for some stupid picture of a plant? Who cares about that? These people have sacrificed. They have put out for their country. They have left off a bunch of stuff. They let a bunch of stuff go. They gave it away. They sacrificed it. And they even died for their country. So yes, they deserve to have this flag. And in addition, they're also talking about the fact that this campaign to change the flag, it cost the equivalent of 17 million US dollars. Of course, they use New Zealand dollars down there. I don't know what the exchange rate, but for our own reference,
I don't know.
It's the equivalent, or it equals 17 million US dollars. So a lot of people think that was a big waste of both time and money. Don't you have something better to do with your time and your money?
It sounds like their politicians are very similar to our politicians in America.
Or anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere. They waste our time debating these very small issues when there are big problems that they just want to ignore. Yeah, government's the same everywhere. We're going to right now listen to our Chinese teacher, and then we'll come back and discuss story number 2, which is about the brilliant man who invented email. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hi everyone, my name is Jenny. 好，今天我们看的是第6单元。这个标题呢很有趣 Kiwis choose to keep their flag. Kiwis 是谁呢？好，我们知道 kiwi 是奇异果，是一个水果。当然 kiwi 也可以是一种在纽西兰本土的鸟。这个标题 Kiwis 其实它讲的就是指纽西兰的人。他们呢对国旗有公投的结果，我们就来看这篇文章的内容。这个争议已经有2年了，现在的决定是要保留它原来的国旗。我们来看看这个公投的时间是2016年的3月。好，公投这个字是 referendum， 我们注意到 referendum 后面的 held H-E-L-D， 一个活动是被举办的，所以以在这边来说，用来修饰 referendum 的字是过去分词，因为举办 referendum 这是一个被动的关系。接下来还要注意的就是说，他们这次的选择呢，决定不要用 silver fern。silver fern 叫银蕨，用银蕨为主的这个银蕨旗，在银蕨旗这个 silver fern 后面有个逗点，逗点后面其实是一个同位语，这整个的片语就是指前面这个 silver fern 它到底是什么样的内容。我们知道同位语它在英文里面其实还蛮常见的，当你有必要做解释或用另外一个说法来说明的时候， 经常以同位语的形式，也就是逗点隔开。好，我们再来往下，下面呢就提到说，因为一开始这是有两派的意见，那支持者有支持者的看法，反对者有反对者的看法。下面的文章里面就是谈到支持者所说的两个理由。我们再往下，下面我们提到这个反对者有一些看法。They consider the current flag to be symbolic of the country's history. 我们先注意到 symbolic. 我们知道标志、象征是 symbol. 那如果你用它的形容词 symbolic, 要注意到最常看到的一个片语就是 be symbolic of. 也就是表示当你说 A is symbolic of B, 也就是 A 呢是后面的象征。好，接下来下面的句型还要再看一个地方，因为他说啊，它这是历史，国家历史的象征，而且也是什么？One for which numerous people have sacrificed their lives. One 这种不定代名词在这前后文里面讲的就是 flag 旗帜，而这个旗帜也是很多人为它而牺牲生命换来的，所以才会看到介系词 for which 指的也就是为这个旗帜。
We're going to take a short break, go get a snack, and then we will continue in a moment.
Okay, let's continue with our lesson. We talked about the new flag for New Zealand. No, they're not getting a new flag there. But now we're going to talk about email. And the inventor of email, he has died at the age of 74. He's dead? I didn't even know he was sick. But in any case, here we'll talk about the world of technology. Well, we have all lost an influential figure or person on March 2016. That was just a couple of months ago. This is because Ray Tomlinson died of a heart attack at the age of 74. That's a little young to be having a heart attack and passing on. But indeed, you may not know who Ray Tomlinson was. Who cares? Who's Ray Tomlinson? Why should I care if he died of a heart attack? Well, he is best known for inventing a program that could send messages between different computers connected to the same network. Okay, so that's basically the precursor of email. And without that, you wouldn't have email and you wouldn't have your little line messages that you could send back and forth to your friends with the cute little stickers of the smiling bear.
Oh, so Tom, I get the feeling that you don't enjoy line because you don't like the cute little stickers.
Or the little rabbit or whatever. Yeah, I think that's pretty childish.
Oh, no, they're cute. It's very fast. Instead of typing something, I can just send a...
Well, yeah, the messaging is fine.
No,
but
a
the
smiley face.
The little stickers are kind of stupid.
Well, they substitute for feelings and words. Obviously, you aren't a sensitive person. Okay, let's talk about this, guys. When you're talking about a network, we're talking about a computer network, of course, where different computers can talk to each other. They can communicate with each other. A network is just an arrangement or a system of different wires that connect these things. Actually, you could have a network of people. Oh, I have a great network of people who are helping me enjoy my life in Taiwan. If you're trying to get a new job, it's best to go to your network of friends. Those are your best chance of getting a job or hearing about something. It's certainly not sending a resume into someone you don't know. That doesn't work very well. Yeah. Well, this was the very first email system, and in order to make it work, Tomlinson also gave the @ symbol. That's what that's called, the @ symbol. We don't call it the little mouse that you do in Chinese, which is so cute. I love that, by the way. We just call it the @ symbol. He gave it its modern function as part of an email address. Before Tomlinson, we didn't use this symbol in email. In fact, accountants used it. The 会计, they love this symbol.
Yeah, it's a special kind of symbol that's used in certain kinds of applications, but now, of course, we use it all the time in email. And yes, indeed, he decided to use this symbol, and he gave it a new function. It's part of our email address. Your name, @ and then what, your server, and then .com, .org, .gov, whatever. Now, moving on to the next paragraph here, it says, both technological breakthroughs occurred way back in 1971 when Tomlinson worked for Bolt, Beranek, and Newman, and that is the name of a technology company. So these are technological breakthroughs. A breakthrough is a sudden and dramatic discovery or development, especially if it's in science or technology or something like that. A scientific breakthrough or a medical breakthrough. We have an injection now, a vaccine for cancer. Just take this shot and you'll be cured of your cancer. That certainly would be a big medical breakthrough. But these are technological breakthroughs. Technological is just the word that describes anything that has to do with technology.
That's right. Well, unfortunately for him, he worked for a company, not for himself. So he probably did not become as wealthy as he could have. He worked for a company called Bolt, Beranek, and Newman. So Tomlinson at that time, he employed here means use. So we often use this word employ to talk about using something to achieve a purpose instead of just meaning to give someone a job, right? He used the symbol, the @ symbol, which had previously been used by accountants, as I said earlier, and they used it to mean at the rate of. So sometimes I still use this, though, when I'm talking about financial things. And 1 hour @ symbol, 1,000 NT dollars.
Okay,
so 1 hour at the rate of 1,000 NT dollars.
Yeah, if you're an accountant or kuai ji, as you say in Chinese, then you would know what this symbol means, or at least what it meant before it took on its new meaning. But in any case, he uses it to separate individual users from their workstations in network addresses. So yes, of course, the individual user is first. Your username, like the big dog, for example, maybe that's your username, and then you put @ there, and then, of course, the next word would be your network or your server or whatever. Again, it's just a way to use your email address.
And it says here they use it to separate individual users from their workstations in a network filled with lots of different email addresses. How do you know where they are? Well, use the @ and then it'll go to the right network because you don't want to go into Hotmail or when it needs to go to Gmail. So you need to tell people what network you're using to communicate with. Now, back then, they were just talking to one company's network. It was an internal network, not outside. When you use this word individual, guys, it just means single or separate. So separate or single users, you could also put that. You could substitute those words. So that's a really cool invention, I must say. It changed our lives, really. You think about it. That's amazing. So thanks to this, @ now means located at. So you're located at Gmail, you're located at English for You, things like that. That's what our email address is here. Though Tomlinson only came up with this messaging program as part of another project, he was on this big project with some other people from his company. He was on a team. He was working on something else. Email just changed the way people communicate with one another, didn't they, Tom?
It certainly did. So he was actually just kind of inventing this as an accident. He was working on some other project. We don't know what that project was, but he managed to create this program, email, and that symbol @ there. So, of course, it has totally changed the way we communicate with each other. We can actually write messages and send them to each other through a computer. And, of course, it has expanded not just from email, but also to instant messaging and Facebook posts and whatever. And it has assured his place among the legends of technological innovation. To assure just means to guarantee here. So yes, indeed, he will have a place. He will have recognition as being one of the legends of the computer revolution of technological Innovation. Innovation just means making new things, coming up with new ideas.
Yeah, and he certainly came up with a great one there. Yeah, you can also be innovative. That's the adjective form of that word. And make things work a little better. If you find a product and you think you can improve it a little, you're being innovative. Right now, we're going to listen to our Chinese teacher, and then we'll be back.
好，我们继续来看这个第二篇的新闻，要看的是历史上对我们来说非常非常重要的人物，他是电子邮件之父。提到呢，他所发明的东西，这边提到两个最重要的，这两个重要的 breakthroughs， 也就是突破性的发展，是指哪两者呢？一个就是 email system， 另外一个就是我们今天说的小老鼠，这个符号成为我们今天所有的电邮地址里面的一部分。我们就要看这两个重大的突破性进展。首先在后面这边就说了，这位发明者 Tomlinson 他其实是一家科技公司工作的人，那他当时用 at 这个小老鼠的符号，目的在哪里呢？好，我们先看，其实很有趣的，本来会计师们用这个符号的时候，它的意思是 at the rate of， 也就是按照什么样的比例。那他借用了这个 symbol， 借用了这个符号来表示要区分出来说，这个网址里面啊，这是个人使用者或者是他们的工作站。他为了要做这个区别而借用这个符号。那我们要看句构里面 the at symbol 后面有个逗点，逗点后面再加一个 which。 当然我们知道 which 引导出来的这个关系子句就是要说明修饰这个 symbol。 那为什么要逗点？我们晓得当你讲的是独一无二的东西，或者是像人称、像人名、像地名，用的就是这种非限定的关系子句的用法，因为你后面说的是附带说明而已，而不是在限定这个条件之下的什么东西。注意到有逗点隔开的是非限定用法，作为补充说明用途。接下来我们还要看到，到了今天我们用这个 at 这个小老鼠的符号，也就因为它的关系而表示 located at， 也就是在哪里，表示它的位置在哪边。那当然因为它的这个发明，它也在我们的科技历史当中成为一个 legend 传奇人物。好，我们注意到这个句构 assured him of his place。 我们知道 assure 这个动词是确保，它的句型后面如果是 assure somebody of something 就是加名词，如果你是加 assure somebody that 那就是加子句。这个解释要记得哦，我们下一次见。
That is it for today. Those were two very interesting news stories, so we hope you have learned something from our program today. And hopefully all of your news will be good news in the future. From all of us here at English Digest, I'm Tom.
I'm Stephanie.
Goodbye.
Bye.